Let's talk about quality versus quantity. So this is an area like many others where people think that you have to choose between one or the other. That whole mentality stems from a weak scarcity point of view where you think that you have to choose between things instead of having both. So instead of making the most and doing the best you can, you decide that you have to pick between a lot or high quality. And this is not true at all. You either combine the two or you find a nice balance, and I guess both of those things are the same. Understand that when it comes to choosing between quality and quantity, it is not really a choice, it's rather you merging the two together and then creating from that point of view instead of that scarce point of view where you think you have to decide between the two. Make quality in high quantity. This is a much more powerful mindset. Instead of coming from a weak point of view where you think you have to choose between the two, you're coming from a point of view where you're going to take both into consideration and apply both of them. Both quality and quantity are very important. Now, of course, there are times where you should focus very heavily on quality, and there are times where you should focus very heavily on quantity. But with whatever you're doing, it's very, very likely that you need a nice mixture of both. Where the right balance falls is up to you to decide and up to you to test and find out, but it's very important that you realize that you don't have to choose between the two, ever. It's like choosing between being happy and being wealthy. You should not choose between the two, you should combine them. And people like to make statements such as, oh, money doesn't buy happiness, and it's not meant to either. You're meant to combine the two. You're meant to find out what makes you happy, do a lot of it, and find a way maybe to make money through that as well, or bring in money some other way. When it comes to quality and quantity, you need to combine the two as best as you possibly can. Now, it doesn't matter if you think that you're doing too much, because it's very unlikely that you're doing too much. Most people are doing way too little, so don't start thinking that, oh, I'm bringing too much quantity. It's very, very unlikely. Try to up that as much as you can, and if you start getting a lot of responses, a lot of people telling you that you're doing too much, it's actually an indicator that you should probably do even more and that you're on the right track. But if that means that your quality is suffering, you have to understand that you need to make some changes in order for the quantity and quality to combine better, and so that you do make more quality in what you do, whatever that is. But get it through your mind that you have to stop choosing between the two, and when it comes to many other things, you have to stop choosing between two different things. You have to realize that most of the time, it's a combination of both that is really, really important. Especially if both aspects, both ideas, both philosophies are very, very positive, the best that you can do is use both.